Some strange alliances. I mean, who saw The Rock getting political? Or Dwayne Johnson. Of course, that's his real name now, but let's talk about it with our friend Stephen Kent from Young Voices, up late with me on the Final Five. Welcome back to the show, Stephen.
Hey, nice to be back.
A while back, I believe Tom Hanks was hosting Saturday Night Live, or maybe it was Dwayne Johnson, but they came on and they said they were going to run as a ticket in 2020 because if there were two celebrities that had universal appeal, it would be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Tom Hanks. Here we go now. Just this past week, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson said he's voting for Joe Biden. Was that a surprise, you think?
It was a little bit of a surprise, actually. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has very much built a brand around himself and being completely independent of the burdens of relatively unpopular people, such as politicians. And when you really latch yourself onto someone like that, you're really rolling the dice on how that's going to impact people. But look, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a pretty popular guy. Have you ever met someone who doesn't like The Rock?
Well, when you look at somebody like him, too, because clearly we all know, well, first, I was going to say he started in wrestling, but he started in college football, then got into wrestling, then parlayed that into being the most successful action movie star there is out there right now. So you talk about somebody who has appealed to so many different constituencies in America. He's built up this brand. Is he leveraging is this a matter of leveraging and possibly losing some of that brand equity, or is this a zero-sum game for him where he can put his neck out there and it's not going to matter how people perceive that?
Well, I would say for The Rock, it doesn't particularly matter, but let's look at politicians and how it matters. The way the celebrity endorsements work is that you know that they are going to alienate certain people. There are going to be people who don't like the celebrity who you've tapped to endorse you and go out and perform on your behalf. But what you're rolling the dice on, if you are a political campaign, is that you're going to bring in more people as a result and end up with a net positive number. And so for political campaigns, they have to be really, really choosy about who they take endorsements from and how they deploy those people. And I want to give you an example of a really bad endorsement. Lena Dunham.
From Girls.
The HBO actress, New York kind of Manhattan type that Hillary Clinton not only was endorsed by, but then deployed to go out and do events with her. This is the kind of person who is only speaking to the people who's already inclined to vote for you.
Yeah.
But everybody else looks at this person around the country and goes, one, I don't know who this person is.
Right.
And if I do, I don't like her.
So when you look at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who, by the way, and I completely forgot about this, spoke at the 2000 Republican National Convention. He was pretty chummy with George W. Bush. But another high-profile endorsement that one can argue was very effective, and we'll go to another one that I think was pretty ineffective. But let's talk about Barack Obama getting the endorsement for Oprah Winfrey. Oprah was somebody who never waded into political waters, but there she was in 2008, leading up to the 2008 race. I think she knew that the end was near for her talk show. She was going to do some other things. She went all in on Barack Obama, and that did tick a lot of people off along the way, but that was a symbiotic relationship that paid off well for not just Barack Obama, but Michelle Obama as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with any celebrity, what you're doing is you're tapping into their megaphone and trying to reach their people. Oprah Winfrey has the hearts and minds of women all across the country wrapped up in her magazines and her show. And then, you know, when she goes out and endorses a politician, she's going to push away a certain amount of people who are like, oh, I don't like a celebrity telling me what to do.
Yeah.
But the idea is that you're going to bring in more people. Now, it turns out Oprah did not manage to do that. But what she did do was bring in a ton of money. And in Oprah's case with Obama, that was the trade-off. And this is all stuff that was researched by Bowling Green State University in 2016 in showing how these trade-offs work. Oprah brought in money. Lena Dunham brought in nobody. Ted Nugent brings in nobody.
Right.
Turns out Beyonce brings more people to your opponent than they do to you. So you have to be very careful about who you pick and why.
Okay, another major endorsement 4 years ago. Actually, it was 2 years ago. It was during the midterms. You had Taylor Swift, who again never waded into the political waters, because here was somebody who built her career in country-ish music. Then she went more pop, but she made an endorsement in the Tennessee Senate race when you had Phil Bredesen, a Democrat, going up against Marsha Blackburn, a Republican. Blackburn ended up dominating that race. Taylor Swift said it was about trying to raise awareness and trying to raise support for the LGBTQ community. Nobody really listened to her, and yet she's still getting active in 2020.
Yeah, I think it comes down to authenticity. There was not a single person in the past year who believed that Taylor Swift got involved in politics because she really wanted to. She's spent several years fending off not the right, but the left from saying that she is some sort of alt-right blonde queen because she will not get involved in Democratic politics.
So in other words, are you saying that they knew she was trouble when she walked in? I got to go. I got to go, Stephen. Stephen Kent from Young Boys, it's good to see you, my friend. The Final Five comes back after this.